Hello students, in the today's video, we'll be discussing the question paper for the chemistry along with their answer. The question paper is given by Nan Ganga Education. Preliminary question paper for 70 marks. So chemistry has 4 sections, A, B, C, D. The question paper is divided in these 4 sections for 70 marks. With optional paper will be for 98 marks. So we'll discuss one by one chemistry answer sheet. First question. So select the and write the correct answer with the following multiple choice question. So there are 10 multiple choice questions. 1 mark each question will be there. So we'll discuss one by one. So the first one, pteryline is dash dash. So this is from polymer topic. The pteryline is from pteryline is a polyester. Pteryline is a type of polyester. Next one. Second question, maltose. The question is coming from biomolecule. Maltose is a type of maltose is a disaccharide. Disaccharides is a combination of two monosaccharides. Third, carbylamine test, and carbylamine means isocyanide. This carbylamine test is given by primary amines. Carbylamine test is given by primary amines. Next, we'll be moving for the next question. Vinegar contains. So vinegar contains an acetic acid. Then what is the pH of 0.0001 molar monobasic acid? So we have to identify the pH. So by the formula, pH is equals to negative logarithm of H plus ions. So the pH will be 4. Dash dash noble gas does not occurs in atmosphere. This question from P block 11. Radon is a noble gas that does not occurs in atmosphere. Next question from thermodynamics. Heat of combustion of methane is minus 890 kilojoule per mole. On combustion of 12 gram of methane in excess of oxygen, dash dash heat is evolved. Minus 667 kilojoule per mole heat is evolved. Next question is from alcohol phenol ether. Anisole on heating with concentrated HI. This is a Williamson synthesis. So anisole on heating with HI, you will get phenol along with methyl iodide. Next question. During electrolysis of NaCl, the gas liberated at cathode. This is from electrochemistry. Cathode is negatively charged. So during the electrolysis, hydrogen gas will be evolved at the surface of cathode. Next question. Last 10th number MCQ. Dash dash member of lanthanide is a radioactive. So promethium is a radioactive element. We'll be moving for second question. 1 mark question for 8 mark. 8 questions are there. So define polymorphous substance from solid state. So what is polymorphous substance? A single substance that can be exist in the 2 or more crystal forms, or the substance which can be exist in the 2 or more forms called as polymorphous substance. Calcite, argonite, these are the forms of calcium carbonate in the polymorphous substance. Next is calculate Van 't Hoff factor from electrochemistry question. Calculate Van 't Hoff factor assuming the complete dissociation of NaBr. So how NaBr will be dissociated? NaBr will be dissociated as Na plus and Br minus, like this one. And what is the Van 't Hoff factor? Van 't Hoff factor is I, number of moles of particle after dissociation, divided by total number of particle dissolved. So how many particles are dissociated? 2. How many mole substance dissolved? 1 mole substance we have been dissolved. So 2 upon 1, you will get 2. Next. What are the difficulties in setting SHE? SHE is what? SHE is standard hydrogen electrode. So there are 2 to 3 difficulties. You have to write down any 2 for 1 mark. The first one is difficult to obtain pure and hydrogen gas. Second, it is difficult to maintain water atmospheric pressure. The third one, H plus ion concentration is difficult to kept 1 molar throughout the apparatus. So it is very difficult to maintain the 1 molar concentration. Next question. What is pseudo first order reaction? So pseudo first order reaction is the reaction in which expected rate of the reaction is higher, but follows first order kinetics, like hydrolysis of ester, hydrolysis of sucrose. These are the examples of pseudo first order reaction. Very common question this is. Then the enthalpy of combustion of sulfur is minus 298 kilojoule. Calculate the amount of sulfur required to produce 29.74 kilojoule per heat. Sorry, kilojoule of heat. So we know that sulfur on combustion means it will form sulfur dioxide in the first step. Sulfur when reacted with oxygen, it will form sulfur dioxide. It means that mass of sulfur is 32 gram. One oxygen contributes 16 mass, two oxygen will be 32 mass. Mass of reactant will be conserved in mass of product, that is 64 gram. If 64 gram substance will be formed by and minus 298 kilojoule heat is reaction for heat is for enthalpy of combustion, then for 29.7 what will be the substance? It will be 6.4. You just divide by 10 for these values, you will get 6.4 gram of sulfur. That is amount of sulfur will be required. Next question, sixth number. What is the oxidation state of cobalt in this complex? Generally cobalt shows and chromium shows +3 oxidation state. But when we're discussing about this compound, amine as a ligand, bromo as a ligand, along with the sulfate. So amine contributes 0 oxidation state, bromine -1, sulfate -2. If you're substituting these values, 5 into 0, 5 into 0, 1 bromine into -1 and sulfate contribute -2. You'll get 3. Name the scientist who coined the green chemistry concept. So green chemistry concept actually आंसर नीचे ऊपर हुआ है. The green chemistry concept coined by scientist Paul Antast. And what is Schwartz reaction? The Schwartz reaction is the reaction in which this is the Schwartz reaction. Schwartz reaction is the reaction in which alkyl halide reacted with silver fluoride. You will get halogen exchange and you will get alkyl fluoride as a compound in this reaction. Next question. These are the question for 1 mark. So we have been studied about first question, that is 1 mark question, MCQ 1 mark and 1 answer question. Next, we'll be moving for the next slide. Section B for 2 marks. So you have to attempt any 8 questions from section B for 16 mark. First question from solid state. What would be the empirical formula of a compound having unit cell containing A ions shared equally with the corner of B? So you have to design a formula for this compound. We know that any cube has 8 corners. So and corner contributes 1/3 part and a cube has 6 faces. So 6 faces contribute half part. Then your formula will be 8 multiplied by 1/3 part along with 6 multiplied by half part. The formula will be AB3 like this way. Let me share the screen. So the formula is AB3. Next question, define colligative properties and name any two colligative property. What is colligative property? The property which depends upon number of solute particles present in the given compound. So physical properties of a solution that depends upon number of solute particles, not depend on the nature of substance. Okay. So there are four colligative properties we have been studied in this topic. First one, vapor pressure lowering, boiling point elevation, osmotic pressure, and the fourth one, depression freezing point. Next question. Calculate change in enthalpy of sublimation for water molecule. For H2O, in the first reaction, H2O solid will be converted into H2O liquid. The enthalpy of fusion will be 6.01 kilojoule per mole. And the second one, this is liquid one, actually correction in this question. H2O liquid will be converted into H2O gas. Change in enthalpy of vaporization will be 45.07 kilojoule per mole. We know that sublimation is changed, that is solid substance will directly convert into the gaseous. So we have to add these two reactions. Liquid terms will be the cancel, like this one. This liquid will be cancelled and the solid will be converted to gas. It means that 6 kilojoule plus 45 kilojoule, you will get nearly about 51.08 kilojoule per mole. So these are the marking scheme of this question. Next, explain the type of electrochemical cell. So there are two types of electrochemical cell we have been studied. The first one is electrolytic cell. The second one is galvanic cell. And what is the basic difference in these two cells? The question is coming from electrochemistry and electrochemical cell in which first one electrolytic cell which converts electrical energy into the chemical energy, and the galvanic cell, that is voltaic cell, is converts chemical energy into the electricity. This is the basic difference in these two cells. Next question, define interhalogen compounds and write any two characteristics of interhalogen compound. What is interhalogen compound? When the two or more halogen atom combine to form a neutral species called as interhalogen compound. This question is from P block for 1 mark. And what are the characteristics? First one, they are diamagnetic in nature. Second, the number of X atom always in the odd number of in XX dash formula. So interhalogen compounds will be formed in the different formulas like XX, XX3, XX5, XX7, in which X atom is always as an odd number. X dash atom is always at odd number. Next, give the structures of geometrical isomer diamine bromochloro platinum second. So we have been studied about this compound. So this is also called as cisplatin. So this cis isomer, this is trans isomer. We can draw NH2 as in the cis form. We can draw NH2 in the trans form. Next, write a note on post-lengthened element. Question number 9 from D and F block element, that is transitional and transitional elements. So the elements having atomic number 104 to 118 are post-lengthened element. This is for Hammer. They can be synthesized by nuclear reaction, and all these elements having very short life of period. They are also radioactive in the nature. So these are the points we can highlight for post-lengthened element. Next question, what is beta elimination reaction? Any reaction in which beta hydrogen will be eliminated by basic condition, that is alcoholic KOH acts as a base. Here in this reaction, if you observe, there are two types of beta. This is beta 1 and beta 2. If beta 1 hydrogen eliminate along with Br, you will get product numbers this, and beta 2 is eliminated, you will get this type of product. Out of these two products, with the help of Sedgwick's rule, the second product is major product by the beta 1 loss, because more substituted alkene will be observed in the second product and less substituted alkene will be observed in the first product. So according to the Sedgwick's rule, the second product will be the major product. Next, explain Williamson synthesis. So what is Williamson synthesis? Actually, this is two-step reaction. In this Williamson synthesis, in the first step, we are preparing sodium alkoxide. This is sodium alkoxide or sodium phenoxide. With the help of alcohol or phenol, when reacted to sodium metal, it will form this type of alkoxide as a nucleophile, which will attach on alkyl halide to get a substituted product for the ethers. That is Williamson synthesis. Next, how ethanoic acid is prepared by using dry ice. This is the application of Grignard reagent from aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid. And the above question is from alcohol phenol ether along with alkyl halide. You can relate this question for two topics. So, in the first step, methyl magnesium iodide. Methyl contains a negative charge which will be attached on this carbonyl carbon. You will get Grignard complex. This Grignard complex on hydrolysis, you will get acetic acid as a product. So, this is application of Grignard reagent. Next, write a note on Stephen reaction. Chapter aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid for 2 marks. So, Stephen reaction is what? When alkyl cyanide reacted with nascent hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride, in presence of HCl, you will get imine hydrochloride as a salt, which will be hydrolyzed to get aldehyde as a product. This is called as Stephen reaction. Nitriles reduces to imine hydrochloride by stannous chloride, and further hydrolysis, you will get corresponding aldehydes. Next, 14 number question. What are homopolymers and copolymers? Give the one example for each topic. Polymers. So, homopolymer and copolymer. Homopolymer are the polymer, those polymer in which there is only one type of monomer unit. Like polythene. Polythene is a combination of two ethene which will be combined with another ethene to form a dimer. A continuous formation of polymerization which will be leads into the generation of polythene, like polypropylene. Copolymer and heteropolymer is example in which two or more than two monomers which will be combined to form a type of polymer. It's called a heteropolymer, like Bunaian, butene styrene rubber, butene acrylonitrile rubber. So this is Bunaian and Bunaian rubber. Section C. Section C will be for 24 marks. Each question will be considered for 3 marks. The first question, what is crystal defect? Explain the vacancy defect in the interstitial defect. Vacancy defect and interstitial defect. So this is from solid state. What is crystalline defect? So crystal defect is what? The irregular or disorder in the arrangement of constituent particles of a solid crystal is called as crystalline defect. And what is vacancy defect? It is a kind of pointed defect. In this defect, a particle is missing from the regular faces. If the particle is missing from the regular faces, vacancy defect will be observed. And in that vacancy defect, generally the mass of a crystalline substance will be decreases. Density will be decreases. This is vacancy defect. And this is interstitial defect. In this interstitial defect, the particles occupy the interstitial spaces or interstitial sites. This is extra particle. This is shifting of particle. That's to observe. Next, explain. Next question. Explain Raoult's law for the solution of non-volatile solute. This is very common question for 3 marks. They will asking in the question paper. Raoult's law. The vapor pressure of a solvent over this. The vapor pressure. Let me adjust the screen. The vapor pressure of a solvent over the solution is equals to the vapor pressure of pure solvent multiplied by its mole fraction. This is called as Raoult's law. The partial pressure of any pure component, partial pressure is always equals to partial pressure of pure component multiplied by its mole fraction. If this x1 will be considered as 1 minus x2, how it will become? X1 plus x2, that is total mole fraction, always be equals to unitive. It means that x1 plus x2 is equals to 1, and when we are calculating the value of x1, it will be 1 minus x2. If we will substitute this value in the above equation, we will get P01 minus P is equals to P01 into x2. And the change in vapor pressure, that is lowering of vapor pressure, will be P01 minus P1. So this is x2 as a number of moles of particle. In this equation, generally two terms is utilizing for solute and one term is utilizing for solvent. Next, question from thermodynamics for 3 marks, numerical. Calculate heat evolved for the combustion of 13 gram of acetylene. The given is there. Acetylene reacted with 5.2 moles of oxygen. You will get carbon dioxide along with water. This is combustion. And the enthalpy of combustion will be minus 1300 kilojoule. One more question attached. What is define open system? Open system is system. It is a type of system which can exchanges heat or energy with matter and surrounding. Okay, this is called as open system. Closed system में क्या होता है? The system can exchanges only heat but not matter. In an isolated system, there is no exchange of heat and energy with system and surrounding. In this numerical, the given reaction is that if you are observing 2 moles of carbon reacted with 2 moles of hydrogen, the 2 moles of carbon and hydrogen, which will be produces 2 moles of carbon and 2 moles of hydrogen. So this is 24 plus 2, this is 26 again, 26, reaction is balanced. In this numerical, 26 gram of ethyl, 26 gram of ethyl, which will be produces minus 1300 kilojoule, then 13 gram will be produced how much? Just make it cross multiplication. 13 multiplied by 3 minus 1300 divided by 26, you will get minus 650. It means that on the combustion of 13 gram of substance, you will get minus 650 kilojoule heat evolved. One more numerical from electrochemistry. Calculate the current strength I and number of moles of electron required to produce 2.369 into 10 raised to minus 3 kilojoule of copper from copper sulfate solution in 1 hour. And molar mass of copper is given, which is 63.5. If you observe, the weight of substance will be 2.369 into 10 raised to minus 3 kilogram. That is given in the numerical. Time will be for 1 hour. It will be converted into the second. It will be 3600 second. And 63 gram of substance is there. We have to calculate I, that is current, and number of electron. If you observe reaction of copper sulfate, it means that copper 2 plus ions will be observed. Copper 2 plus ions absorbing 2 electrons to form a neutralized coppers. It means that 2 moles of copper, it means that 2 moles of Faraday electricity, that is 2 multiplied by Faraday electricity is what? 96500 coulomb electricity. Charges will be there. So 63.5 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3 is equals to 2 into multiplied by 96500. Then 2.3 gram substance into 10 raised to minus plus 3 substance will be how much amount of substance will be observed. Just make it cross multiplication, by which value we are getting the charges, which you have to substitute in this formula to calculate current for this one. If you will get current, then this is the basic terms. 96500 coulomb contribute 1 mole of electron for 7200 coulomb. Y amount of mole electron will be observed. So you will get nearly about 0.07461 mole of electron. Next, defines first order reaction and show that first order reaction half-life of reaction is independent on the concentration. It means that you have to derive the expression for half-life period. So what is first order reaction? The reaction whose rate depends on only one concentration of reactant. That is called as first order reaction. And if we know that this is the equation for first order reaction, K is equals to 2.303 upon T log of A0 concentration, that is initial concentration upon final concentration of reactant. If initial concentration will be A0 at there will be a time T, there will be time 0 at concentration time T, there will be time T. If you are observing half-life time of reaction, then it will be T1 half. If you're substituting the value, then the final concentration of reactant will be the half of its initial concentration, that is A0 by 2. If you're substituting this value in the first equation, you will get 2.303 upon T1 half log of A0 upon A0 by 2. A0 get cancelled, you will get log 2. Log 2 is 0.3010. And the final answer is 0.693 upon K. In this equation, there is no any term of concentration. It means that half-life period of any reaction is independent on concentration, because concentration की term आती नहीं equation में. Next, 20 number question. Define buffer solution and classify the buffer solution. Write the applications of buffer solution. So there are 3 questions in this one. Each mark for 1. 1 mark for each question. First one, buffer solution. It is a solution which resists the drastic change in pH or which resists the sudden change in pH after addition of strong acid or strong base. So we know that buffer solution has been classified in the 2 ways. The first one is acidic buffer. The second one is basic buffer. What is acidic buffer? The buffer containing weak acid like acetic acid, formic acid with its salts with strong base like NaOH, KOH, and the salt will be sodium acetate like this one. This is acts as a buffer, acidic buffer. And what is basic buffer? A solution containing weak base like ammonium hydroxide with its strong acid salt like HCl salt. Then it will form ammonium chloride salt. And what are the applications? Buffer solution is very important in our day-to-day life. pH of blood is maintained to 7.4 due to the carbonate bicarbonate buffer. In qualitative analysis or in medicines, buffer solution can be used. Next question. Explain charring, that is action of concentrated H2SO4 on carbohydrate or sugar, and write any 2 uses of H2SO4. What is charring process? Sulfuric acid being used as a dehydrating agent. Sulfuric acid क्या होता है? Dehydrating agent use कर सकते हैं हम. So when sucrose reacted with this sulfuric acid, the excess of water molecule will be removed and you will get sugar charcoal as a precipitate. That is called a charring process. And how H2SO4 is utilizing? H2SO4 is using for detergent industries, laboratories, manufacture of fertilizers, batteries, and many more. Next, question number 22. Define minerals and metallurgy. Compound formed by the transition elements are colored. Give reasons. So there are different reasons for coloring of compound. Before going to this one, we are observing the first definition. Minerals. What is minerals? Any naturally occurring compound which is found in earth crust is called as minerals. Naturally occurring substance found in earth crust which contains generally organic inorganic salts, silicons, matters. These are minerals. And what is metallurgy? Metallurgy is what? It is a commercial extraction of metal from their ores is called as metallurgy. Next, color of compound depends on the different factor. First, presence of unpaired electron in the d orbital system. Second, dd transition from lower energy orbital to the higher energy orbital, that is from T2G to EG or EG to T2G. Next one, nature of ligand attached to the central metal and the geometry of complex. This question is from D block element and the above question is from biomolecules along with the P block. Which are the structural isomer? So what are the structural isomer or constitutional isomer? Explain the linkage and ionization isomer. So this is for 3 mark question. Structural or constitutional isomerism. These isomers have chemical formula but possess a different linkage among their constituents. That is called as structural isomerism, like linkage or ionization isomerism. What is linkage? These isomers are found to be when ligands having 2 or more than 2 donor atoms. If you are observing NO2 or ONO, so this ligand can be attached by nitrogen, this ligand can be attached by oxygen atom. One ligand can be attached by the 2 donor atoms, oxygen and nitrogen. This is called as linkage isomerism. And if you are observing in the second example, ionization isomer, and if you are changing the ionization sphere of this sulfate and bromine, the complex containing oxidation state will be changes. Here bromine is -1, the complex carries a +1 charge. If you are exchanging sphere, here sulfate is -2, then complex carries +2 charge. It means that if you are changing ionization sphere, the oxidation state of complex will be changes. Next, write the product when primary secondary tertiary alcohol vapors are passed over the hot copper. It means that oxidation of the primary and secondary alcohols. When primary alcohols heating at higher temperature in presence of copper, so you will get aldehyde as a product. Secondary alcohol gives ketones, but tertiary alcohol does not oxidize easily due to absence of this alpha hydrogen atom. It will be removes water molecule to generate alkene as a product, that is isobutene. Next question. Write a note on Cannizzoro's reaction. This is a very common question, aldol condensation and Cannizzoro's reaction. What is Cannizzoro's reaction and aldol condensation? Basically, Cannizzoro's reaction contains the reaction in which 2 moles of aldehyde or ketones which does not having alpha hydrogen atom, which will be react in a disproportionation condition in presence of 50% of alkali, you will get oxidized and reduced product. If there are 2 moles of aldehyde, one will be the reduced and another will be the oxidized. So this is also called as a disproportionation reaction. And second example is also this for same. But when we are observing aldol condensation, in an aldol condensation, there will be a presence of alpha hydrogen atom. Basic difference is that here absence of alpha hydrogen atom and there was presence of alpha hydrogen atom. So this is from aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid. So if there is absence of alpha hydrogen atom, NaOH acts as a nucleophile, and in aldol condensation, there is a presence of alpha hydrogen atom, NaOH, which will be acts as a base. Complete the sequence. Identified A and B. Nitrating mixture, that is nitration, and the second there will be a reduction. So when you are taking benzene on nitration, you will get nitrobenzene as a product. Along with reduction of this nitro group, you will get aminobenzene, that is aniline as a product. So this is two-step reaction. You have to write down the special name of reactant A and reactant B in this reaction. There is one more definition along with this one. What is polymer? So polymer are the complexes or giant micromolecules which is made up of by repeating units of monomer. Section D for 12 marks. You have to solve any 3 questions from section D. So question number 1, 27 question. Write a note on Sandme reaction. Also write the structure of 2-iodo-3-methylpentane. So Sandme reaction on aniline. Generally, diazotization reaction is called as Sandme reaction, where aniline is reacted with diazotizing mixture, that is NaNO2 in HCl at 273 to 278 Kelvin, that is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. You will get diazotized product which will be reacted with copper cuprous chloride, cupric chloride, cupric bromide, or potassium iodide. You will get chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, or iodobenzene as a product. And the reaction is called as Sandme reaction. And what is the structure of 2-iodo-3-methylpentane? Thus, well, the structure. Let me adjust the screen. So this is structure of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2-iodo, 3-methyl, 5 carbon atom. This is pentane. Next, we take number question. Work done in the vacuum is 0. Explain. Second, calculate work done for oxidation of 4 moles of sulfur dioxide at 25 degrees Celsius. We know that we can calculate work done by the 3 ways. First one, work done at constant pressure. Second, work done at 0 pressure. And the third one is work done at variable pressure. Here they work done at vacuum. In the vacuum, there is no external any pressure. So in this equation, we can substitute P will be the 0 and you will get work done will be the 0. That is free expansion. And the second numerical, calculate work done in oxidations of 4 moles of sulfur dioxide. Generally, 1 mole of sulfur dioxide, if you are balancing this reaction, this is oxidation of sulfur dioxide for 2 mole. If you are observing same reaction for 4 mole, then it will be multiplied by 2. That is 4 sulfur dioxide reacted 2 moles of oxygen. You will get 4 moles of sulfur trioxide. So what will be change in number of moles for gaseous substance? So this is gaseous substance. What is the change in number of moles? 4 moles. That is final. And what is initial? 4 plus 2, 6 mole. You will get change in number of moles. That is minus 2. If you are substituting this equation values in the W max equation, sorry, W equation, work done equation, W is equals to minus delta Ng RT, R is a gas constant, T is a temperature. Gas constant is what? 8.314 kilojoule per Kelvin, sorry, joule per Kelvin per mole. You will get 4.955 kilojoule, or in terms of joule, it is 4955. From the following data, during the from the following data during the, let me adjust the screen, during the decomposition of SO2Cl2, sulfuryl chloride at constant volume, the time and the pressure will be there. We have to calculate the rate constant for the reaction, that is K. And we know that this is from chemical kinetics. The rate constant for the reaction will be 2.303 upon T log of initial concentration divided by 2 into Pi minus P. If you're substituting these two values, you will getting 2.23. Along with this one, there is one attached question. Define system and surrounding. What is system? Any object under thermodynamic investigation, any part of universe under thermodynamic investigation is called as system. And what is surrounding? All other part of universe outside the system is called as surrounding. Next, write one example of nanomaterial used in the following: water purification, tire of car, ancient glass, IUPAC name of thalliadeide. So water purification में क्या यूज करा जाता है? नैनो पार्टिकल्स ऑफ सिल्वर, दैट इज AgNsP NPS. टायर कॉर्ड में कार्बन ब्लैक, और एशियन ग्लास पेंटिंग में क्या यूज किया जाता है? गोल्ड और सिल्वर नैनो पार्टिकल्स यूज किए जाते हैं. 1 मार्क के लिए ईच क्वेश्चन है फ्रॉम ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री. द नेक्स्ट वन, व्हाट इज IUPAC of thalliadeide? IUPAC will be 1,2 benzene 1,2 dicarboxylaldehyde. Last question. Water smelting and flux. Also define ligand and nucleic acid. The first question is from transition in a transition element, and the second question will be from ligand, means this is from coordination compound, and the last one nucleic acid from biomolecules. So smelting. Smelting is the process of extraction of metal from its ore by heating or melting at higher temperature. It's called as smelting. The reduction of iron will be carried out in 3 different zones. And what is flux? The substance which can be used to remove the impurities, or the chemical substance that should be added to the concentrated solution and the smelting process to remove the impurities or gangue particles, called as flux. Next one, ligand. Ligand are the electron pair donor. Basically, we are utilizing bases. Ligand are having 3 types: acidic ligand, negative ligand, positive ligand, and the neutral ligand. And third one is nucleic acid. So nucleic acid are the unbranched polymers of repeating units of monomer, like nucleotide. Okay. Example है DNA और RNA. Thank you for watching.